And welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name's Athena, and I will be helping lead our Sunday service portion. A little bit about Sanctuary Church for those who may not have joined us before. Sanctuary is a 508c1a faith-based organization. We use psilocybin mushrooms as a sacrament to connect us to divinity. It is our sincere belief that the consumption of psilocybin-containing mushrooms is a communion, which brings us closer to what is commonly called God. We understand this concept as pure consciousness, which permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from prehistorical use by our ancestors and personal experiences of our modern members. It is our belief that psilocybin-containing mushrooms are one of the greatest sacraments that nature offers, raising our awareness so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. We should not be mistaken for a medical or therapeutic organization. We encourage anyone facing trauma, recovery, or mental health issues to work in conjunction with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or accredited therapist. Our objective is to help and support you in reconnecting with the universal source of healing, your own divine spirit. As we get ready to begin today's service, we ask that you mute your mics if they are not muted already. We want to let you know this meeting is being recorded, which if you have any questions around, feel free to reach out privately. A portion of this service, we will invite you to journal. So now is a good time to grab a notebook and pen if you'd like to participate in that. And please do, if possible for you, find a comfortable space where you can relax and be present. The service portion of our gathering is around 30 minutes of silent participation on your part, during which time we'll begin with a short meditation. We'll read the poem which the church has adopted as our acknowledgement of oneness with all that is, titled A Litany of Gratitude. A reading from our rotating text, Currently Practicing the Power of Now, along with an opportunity to journal your thoughts around the reading. A reading from our main text, the Tao Te Ching. After that, we'll bring the official service to a close. From there, we'll move into an optional discussion period led by Eric today, which we've allowed 90 minutes for until noon Eastern, and do invite you to participate if you feel called. All right, and welcome and thank you for joining our Sanctuary community in celebration today. As we begin our statement of faith, we recognize that this statement does not exhaust the full extent of our faith. We believe that sacred mushrooms are a primary source of personal and divine revelation. We seek counsel from the mushroom to find direction and inspiration in our faith practice. And we believe that all individuals who seek true revelation from divinity can do so. And I'll take a moment and invite Courtney to lead us in our meditation this morning.
Thank you, Athena. Good morning, everyone. I invite you to join me in a short, about 5-minute meditation this morning. So now is a good time to get in a comfortable spot. If you're not yet settled, I invite you to do so now. If you feel like you need to give a little jiggle or shake to get any coffee jitters out, now's a good time to do that as well. So when you're feeling ready, go ahead and close your eyes. And again, just make any adjustments in your seating as needed. We're going to start off by taking a few intentional breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Just becoming more and more settled with each breath. In through the nose. And last time out through the mouth. This short meditation is an opportunity to drop in to what is here right now So just take a moment to notice what you notice in this moment. Continuing to breathe as simply as you normally would. You may notice physical sensations. You may notice thoughts or memories passing through. Now is a great time to just notice whatever is here and practice letting it go. Notice sounds in the environment, the sound of my voice. I invite you to fully experience whatever you're noticing is arising in this moment. Again, continuing to breathe simply and normally. Remember to give yourself some grace as settling in to a mindfulness practice can take a few minutes, if not more. I invite you now to take notice of your heart. See if you can feel your heart beating. You're nourishing your body with oxygen, vitality that it needs to be right here in this moment. Now I invite you to draw your attention towards your lungs being breathed in this moment. Also helping us have this experience in this body right here and now. We'll be here for just one more minute. Before we close out of meditation, we're going to do a quick body scan, starting at the top of our head. So again, an opportunity to notice what's present as we move through the body, moving into the back of our head, in our face, down to the neck, and shoulders, touching base, saying hello to each part, moving down the arms, into the hands, fingers, back up the arms, moving into the upper back, to the lower back, around to our bellies, down into our hips, and thighs, into our knees, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. And take notice of if your feet are on the ground or wherever they might be, the sensation of them touching base. And I invite you to zoom out a little bit and just notice the sensation of your body and your energy body right outside of that, vibrating. And notice how you feel now versus when you came into meditation this morning. And to close out, let's take another few intentional breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, coming more and more back into our physical space, into the nose, and out through the mouth. And before you open your eyes, just give your fingers and toes a little wiggle and just very gently come back into the service space. You might give yourself a big stretch before you open your eyes. And with that, I invite you to offer yourself some gratitude for being here this morning for yourself and our community at large. Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney. Now I'd like to just take a moment to recognize those engaging in sacrament today or any day. Send them warmth and support their journey. We'll go into our litany of gratitude this morning. I do invite you to unmute your mics if you'd like and join me when I say we live in all things live in us. We live by the sun, we feel by the moon, we move by the stars. We live in all things. All things
live in us.
We eat from the earth, we drink from the rain, we breathe of the air. We live in all
things.
All things live in us.
We call to each other. We listen to each other. Our hearts deepen with love and compassion. We live in
all
things. All things live in us.
We depend on the trees and animals. We depend on the earth. Our minds open with wisdom and insight. We live in all
things. All things live in us.
We dedicate our practice to others. We include all forms of life. We celebrate the joy of living and dying. We live in
We live in all things. All things live in us.
We are full of life. We are full of death. We are grateful for all beings and companions. Thank you, everyone. If you'd like to resume your mute, we'll begin moving into our first reading. I invite Susan to help us.
Good morning. When we talk about watching the mind, we are personalizing an event that is truly of cosmic significance. Through you, consciousness is awakening out of its dream of identification with form and withdrawing from form. The watcher, which is pure consciousness beyond form, becomes stronger and the mental formations become weaker. The body you can see and touch cannot take you into being, but that tangible and visible body is only an outer shell, or rather a limited and distorted perception of a deeper reality. In your natural state of connectedness with being, this deeper reality can be felt every moment as the invisible inner body, the animating presence within you. To become conscious of being, you need to reclaim consciousness from the mind. A very effective way of doing this is to simply take the focus of your attention away from thinking and direct it into the body, where being can be felt in the first instance as the invisible energy field that gives life to what you perceive as the physical body.
Thank you, Susan. We'll now take about 5 minutes to reflect on this reading. So if you have your journal nearby and would like to write down your thoughts, if you'd like to keep it in your mind's eye, our reflection prompt is try it now. Direct your attention into the body. Feel it from within. Is there life in your hands, arms, chest, abdomen, legs, and feet? Can you feel the subtle energy field that pervades the entire body? Do not start to think about it, feel it, and share that feeling. Start our timer now. Take a moment to finish up your thoughts. We'll begin moving into our next reading. The paradoxical nature of life and its mysteries are best experienced through the ineffable space we find in our communion with the mushroom. For more than 2,000 years, the Tao Te Ching has provided guidance and instruction for exploring the paradox of existence. It is for this reason that we employ the Tao Te Ching as our primary sacred text and invite all to study it further as you delve deeper into the mystery of life. Julie, would you like to help us with our next reading?
Yes. Okay. As for holding to fullness, far better were it to stop in time. Keep on beating and sharpening a sword, and the edge cannot be preserved for long. Fill your house with gold and jade, and it can no longer be guarded. Set store by your riches and honor, and you will only reap a crop of calamities. Here is the way of heaven. When you have done your work, retire.
Thank you. All right, we'll begin closing out our service portion today. Amy, would you like to do our announcements this morning?
Sure. This Wednesday, Courtney's going to be hosting a Women's Sacred Circle at 6 to 8 at Clifton Universalist Unitarian Church on Payne Street off of Frankfurt Avenue. We'll begin with a meditation, followed by journaling and authentic related activities, providing a safe and supportive container for sharing and listening. This event is at no suggested cost for official sanctuary members and is a suggested $10 to $20 for non-members. For all details, please register via our events calendar on sanctuary.org. And as a reminder, our first round of enrollment for the Subtle Sacrament, myself, Friends and Family Minister programs will be closing this Thursday, January 26th. We are honored to be off to such a great start with now 70 members who have applied for these programs. If you have been an official member for 4 weeks and haven't yet filled out an application or submitted a payment for these programs, we encourage you to do so as soon as possible. Moving forward, we will have monthly opportunities to enroll with slightly different rates. Our vision at Sanctuary is to live in a world with supportive and joyful communities, empowered to discover their own divinity with sacred mushrooms and each other. These minister programs are one big step towards that vision. As a reminder, we do offer private, individual, and small group sacrament services with a minister and certified cleric for active members. These include a preparation call in the week prior to sacrament communion, full support during the sacrament communion, in-person integration with the minister the following day, and an integration call with the minister in the 2 weeks following communion. For more information on booking a private sacrament service, you may visit the link in your member portal or inquire at info@sanctuary.org. And that is all for today.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
Really excited to get these programs together. So, all right, fundraising, James.
Oh my goodness. Can you hear me, everyone? Good.
We can.
Well, good morning to everyone here. I think it's a repetitive chant, but it's really what we have to do now, right? So we have these new programs, we have these new means of access. Now it's really about getting the word out, letting people know about those potentials, and making sure that the people that should be finding Sanctuary do. And that really comes down to everyone here on this call. You're doing a huge amount by supporting the church financially and by showing up for Sunday services. That's obviously critical. That's foundational. But if you're wondering how you can contribute more, maybe you don't have that much in the way of funds, maybe you don't have that much time. Most people don't. The biggest thing you can do is talk about Sanctuary like it's not weird. doing so online, doing so with your friends, letting people know who we are and why we are is incredibly impactful and something that Psanctuary as an institution can only do so much about. Really, when it comes down to it, think about yourself. When you hear from an organization or institution and something that feels like it's a marketing or an advertisement, how much do you trust it compared to your friend telling you that there's something meaningful that they should pay attention to? Your voice is the next step of growth for Psanctuary. And I thank you so much to everyone who has made public their affiliation or their belief. And I think that that's really what's going to drive this next phase of growth so much. Just in terms of our being able to have enough people trained to offer the sacrament to people responsibly in next phases. So again, thank you all so much for everything you've been doing to spread the word, and please continue to do so as these new programs come online and these new opportunities become manifest. It will be on everyone's shoulders to let the greater world know that they exist so that they can thrive. Thank you all.
Thanks, James. Very well said. All right, and membership for those that haven't gone through our membership process yet. Our community consists of families and individuals from all walks of life and is open to anyone from any faith or background. If you, like many others throughout history, hold these mushrooms as a sacrament for sincere and intentional spiritual practice, or are interested in exploring that with a community, we invite you to head over to our membership application page and begin the membership process. Becoming a member is a 5-step process, which includes a discovery call with us. And members of Psanctuary have access to our growing list of programs, our sacrament services, as well as our members only Discord chat, which is a daily connection for members throughout the weeks, throughout the days, to ask questions, share resources, and just encourage and support each other. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find that on our website, psanctuary.org, or you can inquire at info@psanctuary.org, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. And with that, I'm going to officially close out our service portion, recognizing we've come together with intentions of service to the land and all its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with the collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. And for those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us. As we further our conversation, please remember that all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all. Much love to everyone.